Once again, earning former President Trump's endorsement proves to be crucial for candidates.
And many Ohio voters say after that endorsement, they decided that J.D. Vance would be their candidate. We are joined live now by Republican strategist Ryan Steubenrausch and Democratic strategist Derrick Clay. Welcome, gentlemen. Ryan, we're going to begin with you. Senate race now set. J.D. Vance, Tim Ryan. This was also, though, a victory for Donald Trump, wasn't it?
It certainly was. We took J.D. Vance, who in most polls was in third place or fourth place. The big change. Donald Trump endorsed him. And as you see tonight, I don't want to say he wins comfortably, but he wins pretty comfortably. And
Derrick, your reaction to this matchup?
Well, listen, Tim Ryan is a veteran in this state. He comes from a very Democratic portion of the state that has been trending a little bit Republican. But the bottom line is Tim Ryan has served the folks of Eastern Ohio very well, and he's going to make a wonderful United States Senator. So I think it's going to be a great matchup coming up in November.
We also have the governor's race. It's set for November. It's going to be Governor Mike DeWine, former Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley, and Whaley making history, first woman in Ohio. We were talking about this earlier, to receive a major party's backing for this office. Derrick, what must she do to separate herself from the governor and try to win over his supporters?
Well, listen, I think that she's already separated herself from the governor. I mean, shortly after the mass shooting that happened in Dayton, the governor promised that there would be some reforms in the state. And instead of making reforms, we have laws that are worse than they were before. So I think that Nan Whaley and her running mate are going to have a lot of germane issues that they can take to the voters that will separate them from the governor.
Ryan, your thoughts on this race?
To be honest, the big thing that Nan Whaley needs to do is run in a different state and in a different year, because 2022, barring some sort of massive change, is going to be a bloodbath for Democrats. Ohio has been trending further and further to the right. We just 8-10 years ago, we would not have seen Republican presidential candidates win by 8. And that trend is going to keep going. And, unfortunately, the president's party usually suffers in the midterm. Couple that with Joe Biden's approval rating, which is right where Donald Trump's was, pretty low. And that all adds up to a election bloodbath in 22.
Well, I want to ask both of you. We thought the big issue was going to be the economy and inflation in November. Derrick, it could also now be what some are calling the assault on abortion, what others are saying, holding up pro-life, right?
Yeah, if the Supreme Court reverses Roe v. Wade, that will definitely be an issue. And I think it's going to be an issue anyway going into the November election. But the bottom line is folks in Ohio want to make sure that we have a good, stable economy. We want to make sure that we have good, sensible gun laws in this state, something that this administration has not done. And they want to make sure that they have folks that are in office that are ethical and accountable to the people of the state of Ohio.
Well, we know that redistricting fight in your party, Ryan, has a lot of people disappointed, not expecting Republicans to agree on the redistricting at the end of this week to meet the deadline. So how much is that going to impact this second primary we have coming up? And will anybody even bother to turn out for that?
The second primary, whenever it happens, we'll have, the turnout I think today was less than 20%. And I would guess the turnout in that second primary, whenever it is going to be half that at best. So you're looking at a very small race where not a lot of people care about. Let's be honest. U.S. Senate and governor, that's what people came out for. And nothing against the General Assembly, but turnout for a General Assembly only race, it's going to be pretty low anyway. So whatever map people are out here voting on, it's going to be not very many people out there voting on it.
Derrick, what about enthusiasm from Democrats to get voters back to the polls?
Well, I tell you what, Democrats are going to be very enthusiastic to get out and vote. Ryan is right that turnout is going to be relatively low in the second primary, but this all could have been avoided. If the Republicans would have taken time to really do this redistricting process the correct way, then we wouldn't be in this predicament right now. We would actually be voting on our state legislative candidates right now. Today.
All right. Well, we thank both of you for being with us tonight. We appreciate your perspective.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.